Hello Aquarius, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie, this is Blazer the Morkie, and we are here with your reading for the next 10 days. Today we're going to pull a card for your overall energy. We'll take a look at your specific energies, the energies of the person or the situation connected to you, and then how these energies mingle and dance in the middle. We'll close it off with an oracle card for the Aquarian collective. Always keeping in mind these are general readings. Do be sure to take only what resonates and leave the rest. I recommend checking out your sun, moon, rising, and north node readings for additional context and texture. And then if you're looking for a more personalized experience, look at the description below. I have links to connecting on social media. I run specials there. You can connect with me for a personal reading. I'm also here live on the channel for Frequency Fridays at 10 a.m. And then every other Sunday night, I do live Q&A from 7 to 8 p.m. Central, except for Super Bowl Sunday. I'll be doing it on Monday. So please join me for one of those. I'm so glad to have you all here. Let's get into your reading. Your overall energy is the number 16 card, Loving Compassion. And this just feels like such an Aquarian energy. Feels so humanitarian. It feels that you are in a place now where you want to afford this energy for yourself, but also help it extend to others who have the right vibrational match for you. I do still feel boundaries here, and maybe the reading will explain that a little bit more. I do think there's some boundaries, but I think it's because you want to protect the sanctity of the way you beautifully express love and compassion towards others. And you want to make sure that the other people that you're engaging with are in the proper receptive state for that. Now, is loving compassion something that you can control, quote unquote? No, it is something that flows. It has to be natural, and it has to be from the heart for it to be effective. And I think that's where you're at with this. That's what you're working on. And we'll see. Maybe there's been some situations or things that have prevented you from being able to open up to that. Let's see. You've got the Queen of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Yeah, to me, Aquarius, this feels like some of you have opened up your heart. You've been so compassionate and loving towards someone else that maybe didn't repay that. And that was quite a learning experience for you, or some of you could be going through it right now. Maybe you feel a bit exhausted by some sort of energy that you expended on someone else, or you're looking back and you're kind of doing a little review for yourself about the people that you've attracted into your life and how they were either equally receptive and generous, or they took advantage of that. There seems to be that energy. I would say keep in mind that Queen of Cups, first and foremost, is about self-love and self-care and offering yourself that loving compassion, making sure your cup is full. For the person connected to you, they get the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. This to me does feel like a person who had every good intention of being generous and receiving and being in that cycle with you and bringing stability. And maybe even for some of you, this is an ex that you thought you were going to create a family with, a home, and you're reflecting back on it saying, wow, that didn't work out as I thought. They have the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords on either side of this Four of Wands though. So I feel like maybe they were trying to fit a square peg in a circle hole when it comes to the relationship with you. Your energy feels more free-flowing. Theirs feels a bit more rigid or a bit more dependent upon certain things. There may have been a mismatch in expectations here. They also carry that energy of the Nine of Swords though, a bit of stress. I don't know if that's stress from previous pain in relationships, but it does feel like a projected energy. They may be, some of them may be what I would say, I'm even getting the word haunted by something that happened in their past, and that has influenced their ability to contribute in a relationship. In the middle of the connection, the two of you have the King of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. I think there's been a decision here, or there was in the past, and this may be one of those relationships. You may not be in it currently, Aquarius, but you may look back and say, what was the point of all that, or I really thought that person was the one. And you're gaining a clarity now about why it wouldn't have worked out. Like when you were in it in the moment, you couldn't see why that wouldn't work out, but now you can. And I think there was maybe some betrayal or abandonment kind of energy between the two of you as well. Maybe you felt like with your loving compassion that you were abandoning them, but sometimes we do have to choose ourselves. Now, some of you could be in a situation like this currently, and you've become aware of that. And so let's get some clarifiers to see if we can help you out here, whether you're reviewing something from the past or a relationship from the past. If this is not romantic for you, I mean, I do get a romantic sense for many of you, but for others of you, this could be, the type of work relationship that you pour into. Maybe you haven't been paid correctly. I would definitely say with that Four of Pentacles on this other side, it could be a boss that holds back from giving you what you're worth or paying you what you're worth. So for some of you, it could be very work related. And as I say that, we get Pentacles for this Queen of Cups. We get the 10 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, your contribution to something, whether it be this romantic relationship or a job, whatever you poured your life's work, your energy, your, detail orientation, your love, your compassion into, and you worked really hard to accomplish it, it's like you were not rewarded for your contribution here with this Four of Pentacles. So things were always or had been on the tight side there. Now, maybe it's a holding on to something because you were always sensing all along. Maybe you wanted to give loving compassion to this situation or person, but something always made you hold back, but you were picking up on the energy coming from that other person or situation there. So it's very interesting that I see that here, that I feel like you gave, but you were not rewarded in return. Let's look at this Two of Pentacles. That's probably what kind of got you in the Two of Pentacles energy. The Knight of Swords and the King of Wands. Yeah, so the Two of Pentacles here that I'm sensing for you was like, well, what do I do now? On the one hand, I love and am proud of my work and what I do, but on the other hand, how am I going to get anywhere? How do I get where I want to go when I'm not being valued or I'm not being appreciated? And you have the Knight of Swords there, which is that moving energy where it's saying, I got to hit the road, because if I'm not valued or I'm undervalued, if I'm not appreciated or I'm underappreciated, I got to get out of here. And with the King of Wands, that energy is coming through as super determined to me. Like you're just determined to make your way and get to a place and with people and with situations where you're valued and where your loving compassion can freely flow without having to turn down the dial, to make the portal smaller, because you're having to exist with very little compared to what you're putting in, right? There's just not a balance. There's not been a restoration in this situation. For some of you, I'm also getting a lot of kind of pain down in my lower right side, in the pelvic area. So for you women, something off there perhaps could be digestion thing for some of you as well. Something that some of you may have had some sort of imbalanced ailment come out of this situation where you were pouring in but you weren't getting enough back, and so it just left you sick and tired. And it's kind of passing now, but it was there kind of informing for a moment, that feeling. For the Hanged Man, you get the Chariot and the 10 of Wands. This is where I feel like made progress, because the Chariot is representative of Cancerian energy, and Cancerian energy is about self-love and self-care and really taking care of the self in the way that we offer to fill our own cups first, and we offer ourselves that loving compassion. And I think that's what you took the time, or you are taking the time to figure out, because otherwise it just seemed like you were being burdened, you were being taken advantage of. All the weight fell on you, but none of the reward. Something seems very off in the energies that I'm seeing. And I do feel like you have a realization of it. And some of you are making a decision about it. So if it's something you're currently dealing with, some of you are making that decision. Others of you, you're coming to a greater understanding of why you went through it in that situation or with that person. Let's look at the Four of Pentacles on their side, because I feel like it was them that held back. The Five of Wands and the Page of Swords. Oh my. Oh, this kind of energy feels to me like somebody who put themselves above others. They kind of thought they were better than somebody else. I feel like a little bit of a conniving kind of energy, a little bit of a backstabbing kind of energy. Maybe that's why there's the Five of Pentacles in the center here. Someone definitely, if this was a work situation, I do not feel like they had your best interest in mind or were valuing you as an employee or are. They seem very conflicted with being able to be generous for some reason. Maybe it has to do with their own wounding, but still, that doesn't make it okay for you to be undervalued, underpaid, underappreciated. Let's look at this Four of Wands here. The Devil and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, see, I mean, they wanted to move forward with you or have you there, but with this Devil card, they kind of dug in their heels of trying to control the situation or trying to control the money flow. For some of you, this could be a partner you're with that tries to control all the money, doesn't let you be a part of it. If it's a job, they, keep you from getting the money that you deserve, trying to control things here. I also get the sense in this person's energy, almost like they wanted to make you that way or make you shut up or something like that. There's definitely kind of a force coming in here. If this is not somebody you were involved with, you may have seen them having family troubles as well. So if this is like a boss or somebody that had control of, giving you raises and giving you what you deserve, I think they had some of their own personal issues as well. Not that that excuses inappropriate behavior in the workplace, but there's something there with them. For the Nine of Swords, they get the King of Swords, and there's that Four of Wands again. And the King of Swords is in the shared energy. Oh my. This is very interesting. This feels like somebody who really started off knowing clearly what they wanted and who they wanted to do it with, like lifing, really. But boy, were they carrying some sort of energy, some sort of haunting from the past. Perhaps when you cross paths with this person, they had been burned or something by somebody else and they have trouble separating the wounding or the disappointment or the letdown from future relationships here. Could be somebody who had a rough childhood, some tough childhood issues. It's so weird because I feel like this person appreciates you and sees your talent and everything, but yet they take advantage of it. And that's just not a healthy energy. For the King of Swords, you come in with the energy of the Star, Aquarius, which is your energy. They come in with the Eight of Wands. You're going to choose yourself. If you haven't already, you are going to choose yourself, and you are going to recognize how not being with this person or not being in this job environment is best for you. Now, I do feel them. Maybe it could result in you getting fired if it's a job situation, but it actually turns out to be one of the best things that ever happened to you. There could also be a little bit of a table turn where your decision to choose yourself and maybe set some boundaries in this situation very quickly grabs their attention. Very quickly gets back to them like, whoa, I use them anymore. I can't take advantage of them anymore. They're not going to put up with this any longer. But you're definitely saying, I choose me here. Let's look at this Five of Pentacles. You bring in the energy of the Five of Pentacles and they bring in the Empress energy. Yeah, you're showing to me very clearly that you felt let down, abandoned, underappreciated, undervalued by this person. On the one hand, I feel like outwardly they were presenting like, oh, I'm so good to this person. I take care of them. I do that with that Empress energy. They're kind of saying, look, I got it. I appreciate it. But it was all empty. With two Fives of Pentacles here, you're saying, no, that's not the case. They're lying. They're being inauthentic. You know, this is not true. Some of you may have, and this would be tricky, I'm sorry if it happened to you, but some of this has probably resulted in a breakup, or it may have resulted in you getting fired or having to leave a job, or it was just a tricky work situation. But on the other hand, I get that energy of like, this is the best thing that could have ever happened to you as well. Let's get you a card to close off your reading today. This is coming from the Impasse Oracle. And it's really interesting because somehow for your reading, I reversed the opening card with the Oracle card. So you had loving compassion. But it was really important that we got that message because some of you have been feeling this way, but maybe you haven't admitted to yourself. You really want to be looking for the areas of life where you don't feel respected and appreciated and start to choose yourself. But now we're going to the Impasse Oracle for your Oracle message, Aquarius. You got the number 11 card, cleansing the mind, body, and spirit. I love that. I think it is time to focus on you, and I think that Queen of Cups has everything to do with you cleansing your mind, body, spirit, soul. Give yourself time away from this person. I don't feel that this is a very cohesive relationship or work environment. Maybe you need to take a leave of absence or a hiatus of some kind to really get clarified here and really get your circuits of loving compassion back online for yourself first and foremost. Because if we don't treat ourselves right, who else is going to, right? Maybe we'll get lucky and have a good friend or kind and loving parents, right? But we also have to learn how to have that loving compassion for ourselves and put ourselves first. I see you choosing you, which is important. Aquarius, thank you so much for joining this reading today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.